Hi everyone, you're welcome back. I just want to say thanks for watching, and if you're enjoying this content, kindly subscribe to our channel to get updates on our stories. The Unsung Hero, written by Kwame Boatman and read by Della Doreen. This is a work of fiction. Unless otherwise indicated, all the names, characters, businesses, places, events, and incidents in this book are either the product of the author's imagination or used in a fictitious manner. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. No portion of this book may be reproduced in any form without written permission from the publisher or author. The community regards him with disdain, a treatment he never sought. It seems ingrained in the community's DNA to disrespect both him and others in his profession. He worked at the community refuse dump. All he had was a rake, shovel, and wheelbarrow. He was the only one who had been working there. The gigantic waste bin usually gets full before the assigned vehicle arrives for collection. As is typical of their behavior, the community members throw their trash on the ground when the waste bin has not been brought back. It was Uncle Amenfi who had to rake and shovel every piece of trash into the bin when the vehicle brought it back. Uncle Amenfi was always at work early in the mornings to ensure the refuse area was tidy. If need be, he would climb into the bin and work it to ensure different types of waste are arranged well in the bin to contain more waste before the vehicle comes to take it away. Uncle Amenfi has been doing this for more than 15 years and has since learned to endure the treatment of the community members, especially the young educated ones. He observes them dumping refuse without a greeting. Occasionally, when they miss their target and the trash falls to the ground, they simply ignore it and depart, presuming that someone else would take care of it. Of course, there was someone, Uncle Amenfi. He seems to be neglected, just like the madman who has been moving up and down the streets of the community begging for coins. Nobody cared about him. Nobody seems to notice him either. Their business is to come dump their refuse with the assurance that it will be gotten rid of. Uncle Amenfi was old and feeble. He didn't talk much. They say the company he works for pays him around 200 cedis a month. The last payment he received was about 9 months ago. He has followed up several times, but they keep giving him stories. How he survived was a mystery. He could have quit the job, but personally, he knows that would create a problem for the community. A community that looks down upon his job, yet is heavily benefiting from it. Deep down, Uncle Amenfi was grieving. He felt so dejected that it knocked him down and made him bedridden for a while. Nobody noticed his absence in the first week. It didn't take long for the bin to be full. The refuse dump became full of all types of trash and began smelling. Of course, professionals will stop by with their vehicles, open their boots, pick up trash, and add it to the heap of trash. Soon, the trash was getting into the streets. Mosquitoes were increasing. The stench became stronger and choking. One could smell it more than 100 meters away. For some reasons, the sanitation company has deliberately ignored calls and complaints that came from the community. An announcement was made and a day was scheduled for communal labor. However, a condition was set. If unable to join, provide support in kind or cash. On the scheduled day, everyone contributed funds, drinks, and more, heading to work with the expectation of resolving the issue. Upon returning, they found the boiler still heaped, awaiting their attention. The organizer then returned their contributed cash and drinks to them. He explained that there weren't sufficient workers, despite many bringing money and drinks. Even the wee boys refused to do that job. The chief prohibited the community from depositing additional waste onto the already piled heaps. He told them to find ways to dispose of their refuse while he and his elders tried to get the company to come take care of the trash. Within a few days, almost all the bushes along the streets of the community were littered with refuse. Nobody did it because no one was seen throwing refuse around. All this while, Uncle Amenfi remained unwell, confined to his bed, but was undergoing herbal treatment. A single call to the new manager would have summoned other workers to resolve the waste issue, but he wanted to teach the community a lesson. He already knew there was a new manager who was working on his salary arrears. The old one and his management have been fired for poor performance. Before long, the chips compound were full of community members vomiting and running. The staff strength couldn't handle the cases, so they called for reinforcement. But almost all the chips facilities were already understaffed. Despite the nurses' best efforts, the urgent need was to eliminate the root cause. That boiler should be taken care of immediately. The question was, who would do that? The answer was a question. Who used to do that? Uncle Amenfi did. And so far as he worked there, they never faced this issue. The nurse in charge then paid a courtesy call to the chief, initiating a discussion on how to tackle this challenge. We have this problem because of the absence of duty by one man, one we have neglected, the chief said. The nurse went to the home of Uncle Amenfi to see him. He was sitting on his bed this time. He told the nurse that he would be retiring from the job. It's not money he needed, because he hadn't been paid for almost a year. It's a sense of duty among the members of the community that makes him keep working at the refuse dump. After a few interactions with Uncle Amenfi, the nurse knew what to do. Around 3 p.m. that evening, the entire community, including the corporate workers, assembled in front of Uncle Amenfi's house. He came out to meet them. It was a chief who spoke. "Amenfi," the chief said, "we may have underestimated your value, but over these past few weeks, we've come to realize that your role is just as crucial as any other." The chief acknowledged. "On behalf of my community, I say we are sorry. Forgive us." When the chief finished talking, some of the corporate workers chimed in, offering their apologies as well. Amenfi then realized he had achieved his goal. He entered his room and picked up his phone. The call went through to the manager. He said, "First thing tomorrow morning." The following morning, a truck carrying waste management staff, equipped with various tools and personal protective equipment, arrived in front of the waste heap. The community members then joined them to clear the dump. A bulldozer leveled the place and a new bin was placed there. Months later, Uncle Amenfi was assigned his own office in a poly kiosk near the refuse area. His role involved supervising other sanitation workers and ensuring that trash was properly disposed of into the bin, discouraging any littering on the ground. Every passing car would lower its window, offering a cheerful hello to Uncle Amenfi. Additionally, some individuals purchased groceries for him after the day's work concluded. He later became the sanitation chief in the community and was offered a seat among the elders at the palace. This ends our story. If you found it interesting, kindly show your support by liking and sharing. You can also share your thoughts in the comments, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.